Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady.
Monday, it is the Jason Walker Show. Back, having a great time. Looking for a big show today. Let's turn that up and that down. And we've got a whole lot of freezing going on right now. We've got a whole lot of connected to the internet, so not sure exactly what's going on. But hopefully our audio is working. So we can have that. Let's see, we got to try this. Hope you're watching live on the Facebook. And also on, do we get that working? There we go. I think we're finally on. Are we finally on? I think we're finally on. Oh, man. Welcome, Jason Walker Show. Watching live on the Facebook, I hope. Also, inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave. And hope you had a good weekend, had the time off, and got back to work. And there's nothing really has changed, except that literally more and more stuff is getting canceled, which we'll talk about in a second. Big show today, though. We're going to talk to Eric Peterson. So we went 2 weeks of literally talking about nothing on this COVID-19 deal to then all of a sudden we had a whole bunch of stuff happen last week. We had Eric Peterson resign as the head coach of Helena High, and that caught a lot of people by surprise. We had Ross Gustafson resign up at Flathead. That caught some people by surprise. And then we had Shannon Schweyen not returning to the Lady Grizz, which caught a lot of people by surprise. And we're going to talk about that, Shannon Schweyen, coming up here momentarily. But, it's absolutely interesting. We go on vacation for a week, and stuff starts to happen. But we are going to talk to Eric Peterson coming up here in about 45 minutes or so. Or less, actually, about a half an hour from now. We'll talk to Eric Peterson, the former Helena High girls head basketball coach, and get his thoughts on how agonizing, also known as agonizing, was it for him to step down. And I know it's for family reasons, and we'll get all of his thoughts coming up. But it's never easy to leave a job, and he did a great job. You look at the state titles, won. So we'll talk to Eric Peterson coming up. All right, so there's more and more stuff getting canceled. More and more stuff is not happening. By the way, before we continue, again, we're watching live on the Facebook. Also YouTube, just search The Jason Walker Show. TreasureStateRadio.com. You can download Google Play on the App Store. And also on Podbean.com, NetworkOneSports.com. And you can always go to JasonWalkerShow.com if you need any other help to where to listen or watch. And that's also where we put all of our replays. Pretty cool. So you can rewatch anything. It's crazy. For the last month or week when we were off, we had almost 500 new hits on our webpage. So people were rewatching the show. I guess you missed us having last week off. By the way, if you want to email us, JasonWalkerSports@gmail.com. All right, so let's get going here. We talked about the coaches resigning last week in Eric Peterson and Ross Gustafson, a couple of former Carroll Saints, by the way, and men's basketball players, and great coaches, but stepping away for different reasons, for family and all that. And then we'll talk about Shannon Schweyen. I'll give you my thoughts on that. We also have On This Day in History coming up, and the walk-off as well. But some good news came out today. The Montana-Wyoming rosters for the All-Star Classic were released on the Montana side, and hopefully these games will get played June 12th at Sheridan, Wyoming, and June 13th at Rocky Mountain College. Hopefully these games get played. On the girls roster for the men, or for the Montana side, they've won 7 in a row and hold the 33-13 series lead. Maddie Albrecht and Willa Albrecht of West, Deani Boyce of Roy Winifred, Lexi Deedon of Sentinel, Marie 5 from Hardin, Maya 4-star from Wolf Point. I can't believe she's finally a senior. How crazy is that? Kendall Keller of Havre, Latia Lawrence of Harlem, Olivia Moten Shell of Billings Central, and Courtney Nelson from Scobie. Wes Keller will once again coach the girls. On the boys' side, they've won 16 straight, hold a 61-27 series lead. They've last lost back in 2011. And Steve Keller will coach. He hasn't lost. He's 16-0 as a coach of the boys' team. Carter Ash of Bozeman, Keely Bake of Fairfield. Abe Johnson of Hellgate, Camden Lawrence of Hellgate, Raleigh Worcester of Hellgate. Brendan Johnson from Livingston Park. Famous Left Hand from Hardin. What a great name. Julius Mims from Skyview, Caden Redfield from Hardin, and Cade Tyson from Billings West. So there's your Montana boys and girls rosters. Hopefully those games again get played June 12th at Sheridan, Wyoming, and then 13th. It is the Montana-Wyoming All-Star Basketball Series. The 13th the schedule will be played at the Fortin Center at Rocky in the Magic City. So there you go. Hope you had a good week last week. We missed you. I really did. But had a good time with the little one. And went to the river way past York. You go to York, take a left, and then go like 14 miles to the Missouri. Had a great time. She loves birds of all kinds. So we got to take her out and watch some birds. It was fun. And she just loves, she calls them tweet tweets. So we got to see the tweet tweets, which she absolutely loved. And then yesterday, took her up to Freeze Out Lake. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. If you've never been to Freeze Out Lake up by just outside Fairfield, in between Fairfield and Choteau, you need to. Highly recommend it. Wow, what a great time. And so many birds. And just the migration of the snow geese, the Canadian snow geese. They go from Canada to Texas and then Texas back up to Canada. And around early March, they start appearing. And this is a stopping point at Freeze Out Lake. And it's so cool. It's so cool. And the little one had fun. And just it was fun to hang out with her all week. I've been hanging out with her for the last 3 weeks. She's been we've kept her home from daycare, but not sure what your plans have done with your children, but we've kept her home and just had a very nice time last week working and hanging out with her, going for walks. She loves to go for walks. It's so much fun. So anyway, that's what we did last week. Hope you had a good week as well. So we have all this COVID-19 cancellations and postponements. The Olympics have been postponed to next year. Of course, we know that. The Open Championship, not the British Open, it is the Open Championship, was canceled, not postponed, just canceled to next year. The Masters, it looks like, are going to be played now in November. The U.S. Open looks like it's going to be played in September for golf. And all sorts of movement. I know President Trump had a conference call the other day with all the commissioners from the major sporting events. Interestingly enough, though, women's soccer and NCAA not involved. But he wants to have fans back in stands by August. Are we hoping upon hope that that's going to happen? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But what we do know is that while all these other cancellations, the state tournament for bowling in Montana got canceled. Not postponed, but canceled. 3 different places for the state bowling tournament, which is, my mom has to be going nuts because that's one of my mom's favorite things to do is bowl. And she goes to state, she goes to nationals. That is one thing she looks forward to all the time. And I have to ask Mom about that. So those have been canceled. And I think you know where I'm going with this. MHSA continues to give hope where it's false hope and you're delaying the inevitable. They're going to wait until next Monday, they say, to reevaluate Montana spring sports, high school level. And you know how I felt about this for the last 3 weeks. Why are you waiting? Governor Bullock's going to have an announcement this week, which I believe he's going to follow, either extend through the end of April, the stay-at-home order, or do what Governor Inslee did just now, or this last hour out at Washington, which is close all public and private schools for the remainder of the academic year. And I think Montana is going to go that way, which means then you'll not have sports to watch. But it's just, why are you delaying the inevitable to the MHSA and its board? And they issued a statement last week that said, basically, there is a quote, the MHSA executive board and staff doesn't want to give false hope regarding the resumption of spring activities. However, we don't want to make a decision when there is still hope and there is not enough information at the present time on what the future holds, end quote. Well, the president issued the stay-at-home order, or the social distancing order, through April 30th. Montana's got a stay-at-home order. I mean, why is MHSA still doing this? And I'm going to beat this until they get it right. I will beat this horse until it gets right, because it's wrong to give these kids hope. Montana University system canceled graduations. There's no graduations going to happen in college. And that sucks. My eldest daughter was set to graduate with honors from Montana State in May. Not happening. Why is MHSA still dragging its feet? You know it's not going to happen. We don't even have professional sports yet. There's people that I kind of agree with, i.e. Kirk Herbstreit, that are wondering if there's going to be an NFL or college season. Now, I hope things are getting better. But until they do, and until we can't not social distance, you got to follow these rules. And MHSA is screwing up big time. But that's just my opinion. You can, of course, weigh in anytime at Jay Walker Sports on the Twitter. You can Facebook us. You can email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com anytime you want either. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and I want to talk about Shannon Schweyen being let go. And I've got some thoughts on it, and I'll share them when we return here on the Jason Walker Show. Don't forget Eric Peterson coming up here in about 20 minutes or so, and get his thoughts on why he resigned at Helena High, and give him a proper send-off. Jason Walker Show, it has some great sponsors, and a lot of them include food. Green Meadow Country Club. By the way, if you haven't come up to sign a member or become a member yet, call. You can't go out there, where you can go out and golf after you become a member. You can also get food taken out to ordered and take out to go, curbside delivery. But get out there, become a member at Green Meadow Country Club. It is the course is in beautiful shape, considering the weather we've had. But it looks great. I have yet to play, but I will get out soon. So Green Meadow Country Club, Cafe Zydeco, the Mother Lode, Sports Bar, Casino and Restaurant, and Dinner's Done Right. Our 4 major food sponsors, or sponsors that have food, they need your help. And we've talked about this. Visit the websites. Cafe Zydeco, you can stop in and you can pay inside, or you can pay at the door. They can bring it out if you don't feel comfortable. Unbelievable. They've helped us, and now it's our time to help them. They're great sponsors. They show us support on the Jason Walker Show. You get out and show them support. All of our great sponsors. We'll be right back. Jason Walker Show here, wherever you're watching or listening.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, It feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery.
So
Cafe
good,
Zydeco
your
will
State
fix
Farm
all your
agent's
southern
proud to be
cravings,
here to
even
help.
on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting, as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back on a Monday, Jason Walker Show, Major Mortgage Man Cave. This segment is brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture. We'll talk to Eric Peterson, the Helena High head coach, coming up, former Helena High girls head coach, coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Big week, too. Tomorrow we're going to talk to Keith Ryan Cartwright. He's an author, and he's doing history and research about black cowboys in rodeo. And I'm looking forward to chatting with him because I think it's a story that needs to be told and heard. So we'll talk to him tomorrow. Also, coming up this week, Jeff Graham, the Belt Girls coach, writing a book on Class C history. We'll talk to him. We'll check in with a staff sergeant from the Montana Air National Guard coming up on Friday. Wednesday, Kirsten Krugel will join us. She's at St. Cloud State, but she's very, very well-versed in the world of college hockey, and I can't wait to talk to her to get her thoughts on what she's going to do because she's looking for a job, and with no sports, hiring has been kind of shut down a little bit. So we will check in with a lot of great guests coming up this week here on the Jason Walker Show. And that includes Eric Peterson coming up here in a little bit. We talked a little bit before the break about our great sponsors. That includes Dinners Done Right. as well as Cafe Zydeco, the Mother Lode, and Green Meadow Country Club. Dinner's Done Right has that unbelievable salad bar that we talk about all the time. But here's the great thing. While all of this corona worrisome stuff is going on, you can get curbside delivery at Dinner's Done Right. Just go online. You get and you can check out their menu too online. Order online, pay online. They'll bring it to the door. Okay? It is simple. All of our great food sponsors, it is simple to just call and order and get food to go. Okay? We've done it, helping our sponsors out, and because they've been a great addition to our show. So help them out. All right, Jason Walker Show continues. And, you know, over the last week, it was Wednesday, it was announced, Shannon Schwayen was let go or told that she wouldn't be retained as the head coach of the Lady Grizz. And this comes a couple of weeks after she apparently was offered a 2-year, or was going to be offered a 2-year deal, she was told, allegedly, by athletic director Ken Haslam. Now, I got some thoughts on this, and I wrote them down, so you'll have to just, you know, here's the thing. She was the greatest basketball player in Grizzly basketball history, man or woman. She might be the greatest athlete in Grizz history, male or female. Now, she was in a tough spot. Okay, she was unbelievable. Kodak All-America in her time playing in Montana, coming out of Billings Central, and she was so good. Battled some injuries, but I remember the NCAA tournament game against Stanford where she had, I think, 2 separations in her shoulder and still played. Would go to the locker room, get a pop back in, come back and play. And she was great. And then she sat on the bench behind Robin Selvig, or next to Robin Selvig, as an assistant for a long, long time before becoming the head coach when Coach Selvig retired 4 years ago. Now, the first couple years, Coach Schwayen had a lot of injuries. The last couple years saw injuries, but also a mass defection of players. Okay, we talked about a couple of them a couple of weeks ago. And you have to think that played in a little bit to the decision to let Coach Schwayen go. And like I said, it was not going to be an easy transition, okay, with letting her go. And now you move forward. But you go back to the injuries. And yeah, they were horrendous, okay? A lot of them. And, you know, she was part of the Lady Grizz program for 32 years. And, you know, had the injuries like we talked about. Went 52-69, however, over 4 seasons. Had a 1-year contract last spring, ends this spring. Went 17-13 this year. Lost in the second round of the Big Sky tournament because they had a bye. But almost immediately, you lost Gabby Harrington, transferred to Idaho. Last week, Kylie Froelich entered the transfer portal for the NCAA. You go back to last year, Sammy Fadkin left. Katie Mayhew transferred. Haley Nicholson, Sierra Anderson, Nora Click, Caitlin Lonergan, all left 2 years ago. So why are they leaving is a question you have to ask. And how do you keep them staying? You got some great recruits coming in. Jamie Pickens was already there, had a very nice freshman year. You got, it's just, as much as I love the Lady Grizz program and respect it, it's hard to follow the legend. And Shannon Schwayen who I have adored from afar for a long, long time, followed the legend of Robin Selvig. And the best comparison to this is Pat Summitt, followed by Holly Warlick, her longtime assistant, who, by the way, we have an autograph of right here on the Tennessee basketball. Coach Warlick signed it before she was let go for not living up to expectations. Okay? And that's the same thing, I think, that partially hit Coach Schwayen. 52-69. You're 17 games under 500. And 1-7 against Montana State, your big rival. So, to me, that is a big issue there as well. Okay? And like I mentioned, it's hard to replace the legend. Now, here's the thing. Another thing. It's not just that. Replacing Robin Selvig is hard. You can't. There's a Facebook group calling for Kent Haslam to get fired, for resign, to right Seth Bodner, the president, to right this wrong, and reinstate Coach Schwayen. And go back to my original statement. The greatest basketball player, arguably, man or woman, to play at Montana. Definitely the greatest Lady Grizz. Just because she's the greatest didn't mean she was going to translate into a great head coach. And you see that in other sports and basketball as well. Just because a player was great doesn't mean they're going to be a great coach. And just because she was on the assistant for Coach Selvig for so long also didn't mean she was going to translate into a fantastic head coach. Now, the players loved playing for her. There's a lot of players, including Mackenzie Johnston from Capital, who will graduate, just wrapped up her career. Felt bad for her. And, I obviously, yes, especially in times right now. But I don't think the mass defections over the last couple of years give you leeway to overcome the first couple of years when you were there as injuries. And some horrific injuries, as I said. But why is the program losing great players? And here's a question. Will her daughters stay? They're on the team. Do they stay with the Lady Grizz? And if you're now Montana, where do you go? Michael Petrino is named the interim coach. The staff was retained. Here's a couple of names. Lindsey Woolley, the coach at Western. He's a Missoula guy. Rochelle Sayers, head coach at Carroll. I don't think she would take that now. Really good friends with Coach Schwayen. Just a couple of names to think about as we move forward. Who replaces Shannon Schwayen? And again, the legend was Robin Selvig, and it's hard to replace the legend. But reached out to Coach Schwayen. Hopefully we can get her on down the road and get her thoughts. But we'll see. It's tough. There's no question about it. One of the columns from Bill Speltz over there at the Missoulian that he wrote, it talked about her in college and how her team was a lot like her. And I remember this, and this is what I wanted to ask Coach Schwayen about this forever. They fake tanned. There was a span with the Lady Grizz in the early 90s. I swear they were all blonde and they all had fake tans. And he brought it up in his column, so I feel like Bill Speltz did, so I feel like I can bring it up. But yeah, I've always wondered that. But yeah, it's tough. You hate to see her go, but it happened. And here's the big thing. She went 1-7 against Montana State. Okay? 1-7. And if you think that probably didn't play a little bit into the factor of the decision from Kent Haslam, you're probably wrong, and you're smoking something if you don't think that played into it. 1-7. Okay? Ask Bob Stitt or Rob Ashe what it means to beat your rival and not beating your rival if you still have jobs. Okay? There you go. All right, what else did we want to chat about here? We got On This Day in History coming up, the walk-off still to come. We're going to talk to Eric Peterson here in about 10 minutes or so, the former coach of the Helena High girls who missed out on state this year, which ended up not mattering because they have co-champs, which, you know how I feel. Shouldn't have never even started the tournament, but hey, that's my opinion. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Eric Peterson. Support for the Jason Walker Show comes in part from our good friends at Manscaped. And the Lawnmower 3.0 is out. We've been talking about Manscaped for a while here on the Jason Walker Show, and we love their support. But this Lawnmower 3.0 is absolutely fantastic, okay? It has an LED light which illuminates the grooming areas for closer, more precise trim. The 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology, the improved skin-safe technology, which is unbelievable. Okay, you need to trim. We're not going to be quarantined forever. We're not going to be staying at home forever. So you need to, guys, order this, and ladies too. Get it ordered. Get 20% off and free shipping. Use the code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping. The code WALKER20 at manscaped.com. WALKER20 at manscaped.com. Okay? I'm telling you, your boys will thank you. Your buddies are going to thank you, and I mean that in the best possible way. Okay? I'm trying to get the picture up of the before and the after. It's not working, of course, so there you go. Because why would anything work today on a Monday? But there we go. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and when we return, Eric Peterson will join us. Next, Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Oh, welcome back. It's a Monday. Nothing's working right. But hey, it's Monday, right? We got all week to get this fixed. I think it's Monday. By the way, get on the schedule now for Nitro Green because you want to take care of your lawn, pest, and tree needs. NitroGreenHelena.com. Give them a call, 443-5088. They just aerated my yard. It looks good. Can't wait for a little bit of moisture, but the sun to really get going here. Yep. All right. So, On the Sane history is coming up. Also, the walk-off and a whole lot more. But I want to welcome in our first guest, our only guest today. His name is Eric Peterson. He is the former head coach of the Helena High girls basketball team. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Coach Peterson joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right. I got to know, how agonizing was this decision to step down as the head coach of the Bengal girls?
Extremely agonizing. To keep it light. I mean, it was definitely a very, very hard decision. I'd say one of the hardest decisions that I've had to make maybe in my life, as far as obviously we've had a good thing going and able to coach great kids and just be a part of a great program, have great assistants, and parents have been great to me. Administration's been great. So definitely a hard thing. I still love basketball, and so it's really, really hard, but I think is the right one.
Well, did you know going into the year that this was going to be your last year?
Yeah, I had an inclination. I had a discussion with my wife after last year and going into this year that I said that, I think this will probably be my last year, and told some people now that I just had to put it out there a little bit. I talked to the athletic director, Tim McMahon, early on in the year and told him that it probably would be my last year. It'd be this year or next year for sure, just knowing the situation at my house. And so it was, in the end, I figured this year would be a good year to do it. And there's never a good year to do it because there's great kids and great young talent, and I feel like we can compete going forward. And but I had to make a decision, and this was the year.
Would you have stepped down last year if you wouldn't have been going for a four-peat this year?
No.
Okay.
It was always in my head that I was going to coach this year, no matter what.
Okay.
So it didn't. If we would have lost last year, I still would have came back this year, and I definitely wanted to come back this year with a group of girls we had back, and and I could say that going forth every year because of the quality of girls that we have in the program. But I wanted to give it one more shot, and just not even going for a four-peat, just to coach another year. And like I said, I'd still be coaching. If I didn't feel like I needed to be home for a few years.
Well, and that was part of what you said in your article that I read in the paper last week on 406mtsports.com was, as Eric Peterson joined us here on the Jason Walker Show, was, you've got a son going into 8th grade, and you said you would never miss anything because of your stuff and didn't want to miss anything of his stuff. 8th grade is that transition year, and then you go into high school next year, and obviously, a big sports family.
Yeah, and it'd be a different thing if, we were like the Class B and C schools where the teams travel together, and I'd be able to watch him, and and one of my things about doing it this year versus next year is that I've been on a basketball schedule ever since I've been in high school, and so I figured if I did it this year, that'd give us 1 year during his 8th grade year where, we would have our vacation time. We'd have a Thanksgiving time. We'd have a Christmas vacation where we wouldn't have to be tied into, our getting back for basketball. Because when he gets into high school, then we're back on that schedule again. Mm-hmm. Although, I don't have as many responsibilities, but we're still tied to that schedule. And I think that was one of the deciding factors for me to do it this year and just be able to enjoy this next year, without having that schedule to be tied to, and just enjoy the family. Yeah.
When did you tell the team?
I told them last Tuesday. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it was pretty quick, and it was out to the press. So, I had talked to Tim beforehand and let him know I was going to do it. I talked to the assistant coaches the night before and, let them know. And then 10:30 on Tuesday, we had a little online meeting, and I told them. And as soon as I got off, honestly, 1 minute later, my phone was blowing up. So it didn't take long after I got done with the girls, and I sent Tim a quick text and told him that I was done meeting with them, and he released it out, and yeah, off it went.
It definitely did. Eric Peterson joining us here on the Jason Walker Show, the former Helena High girls coach. All right, you had a great run on the high school front, and I got to ask you this because I wouldn't be doing my job if I don't. Did you just miss Jamie Pickens so much that you're actually moving to Missoula to coach the Lady Grizz?
Oh man, no! I would absolutely love to coach that girl again. I mean, like I said, she was a generational player for us, and just an amazing kid, and that would be awesome. But nope, we are grounded in Helena, and we're staying put.
Well, that's great. I mean, because the kids that you teach don't want to lose you, but I had to ask that. I mean, you said at the beginning you wanted to keep this light.
Actually.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, I've had multiple people.
The timing is out there. You resigned from Helena High Wednesday. She gets let go, or Tuesday. She gets let go Wednesday. I mean, conspiracy theorists.
I did not know that was happening.
All right, so you're not going to ask or answer this because you're a coach, but can you think of a favorite moment that you've had since you started coaching, and that includes going back to the days at Boulder?
That's tough. There's moments, there's definitely moments, and there's some on the floor moments, off the floor moments, and as I've said before, in this last week, it's just the relationships piece. It was the deal, and on the floor and off the floor. But some great moments on the floor obviously was winning those 3 state championships, and each one of those has kind of a special place in my heart, and the fact that the first one was the first one, and we knew when those freshmen were coming in. That was my first year, was that senior class, and when we knew that that was going to be a pretty special group, and we'd be able to compete, and so that was obviously special. By the time they were seniors, being able to complete it and win that first state championship. And then the second one was pretty awesome because we had one senior, Camden, and a full strength Sentinel squad. The first year we won it, they had a couple of girls. We beat them in the state championship, but they were decimated a little bit. They had a couple of knee injuries and sickness, and so they had 3 starters out. So the second one was pretty sweet in the fact that we lost 5 seniors from the year before, and then we're still able to pull off against probably a better Sentinel team. So that was pretty fun. And then obviously the third one was pretty cool just for the historic factor, and those another 5 seniors that were pretty special in our heart too. So pretty amazing.
Eric Peterson joining us here, Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Is this it? Are you done coaching, or is this going to be like a 4 or 5 year sabbatical while your son's in high school, and then you come out of retirement?
We'll see. I'm not putting anything. I'm not slamming the door on anything. I think it's going to be, what happens professionally. I do have my admin degree and throw my name out there a few times, but I love the classroom too. So I'm not going to overly force myself into that. But if the timing is right, the timing's right. And, but if not, then yeah, by all means, I'm going to probably be back in there in some way. I'm already thinking that, that if my kids, and who knows how long they're going to go, they might not like basketball. My girls are 2 years behind my son, and who knows if they're going to stick with it. And if they do, and if my son is good enough to compete all the way through, then, we'll be with it there too. But yeah, I think there's definitely a possibility of me coming back. Like I said, this has nothing to do with me not loving the game and getting pushed out by any means. And, I've had nothing but a great experience in my 11 years at Helena High, and even the 2-win 2-year seasons in Boulder. I was supported then too. I won 2 games in 2 years, and I had some pretty good kids and some good parent support. We just didn't have the guns to do much, but still great kids competing. And so, I've been a head coach for 9 years, and been in the game a lot longer than that, and just had great experiences all the way through.
Is it going to suck if your kids don't like basketball?
No, I think I watch enough, and I'll be involved enough, and I'll go to, this gives me more opportunity to go to other games and around, the communities, and just support other people. And, I'm still going to be involved in that aspect, and just be able to enjoy the game from a fan's perspective without any pressure on. So it'll be kind of fun.
Well, you've got a lot of, former players playing in the Frontier, especially. So you get a chance to go to watch all of them now, and you don't have to miss as many games because you're not playing at the same time or in different cities a lot of times. So this will be fun. Coach, it's been a pleasure since 2013 when I got the 1 year I called Bengal girls basketball, and got to know you then. And it's been fun to catch up over the years and follow you, and appreciate everything you've done for me over the last 7 years.
Well, likewise, I appreciate everything you've done, and you've been nothing but good to our program and to me. And so I appreciate it, and I'll still be listening. Well,
I hope so, because I think you might be the one listening right now. But final question for you is: any chance you go into broadcasting?
Oh, I don't know about that. I never even thought about that. I did think about announcing games. I can put my announcer voice on pretty well. But,
ooh, are you going to take over for Schulte?
Oh, I don't know. So we'll see. I'll fill in every once in a while.
If you do this, and I used to do PA announcing at Montana State for a long time, so just don't use a fake voice. Just be you.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because if you start to fake it, then you start to sound like you're a strip club DJ, and nobody wants that.
True.
Not that I know what they sound like, but I'm just from what I hear. Anyway, Coach, appreciate it, and enjoy this resignation. Enjoy the family time more than anything. And are we going back to school? Are we get a chance to go back to school before June?
I think we are. I'm optimistic. So I don't think we're going to get there before May, but I think we're going to get there for a month. That's
You're always positive, so there you go. You heard it first from Eric Peterson. There you go. I love it, Coach. Thanks again for all the time and everything over the years, and for joining us today. And we'll chat in a non-basketball format next time.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jason.
All right. Thanks, Coach. That is Eric Peterson joining us, the former basketball coach of the Helena High girls, on the Mike Miller State Farm hotline. And for all of your auto, home insurance needs, check out Mike Miller in Helena today. All right, that was fun. And, he's got a great run he had at Helena High. And, enjoy that family time because it's important. And a lot of coaches, you're seeing that now. And you had Ross Gustafson resign up at Flathead last week as well. And so here's the question. Why are coaches, and this goes back to something I brought up in the summer, last spring, when we were still at the radio station. Coaches are getting burned out because this is a year-round deal. Even in high school, coaches are getting burned out because you have to go year-round to compete. Look at all the camps you have to take kids to. Look at the camps you have to put on. Okay? It's a year-round deal in high school. And I think it's kind of baloney, Give these kids a break. Give these coaches a breather in the summer. That's what the summer's for. There's a reason Montana doesn't go year-round school. Although they might, moving forward. That's not even April Fool's. They're not going to. But give everybody a break in the summer. That's what the summer has been for. I used to go to school. We started in September after Labor Day and got out before Memorial Day. Now, you start in August and go to June. Where's your summer? Because then you're in different sports and camps all summer long. And just be kids, be family, be coaches. Just don't be coaches in the summer. Just have fun. All right, I'll get down off that soapbox. Let's do, On This Day in History. It is brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar, Casino, and Restaurant. Make sure you order out the curbside to go. It is, had the Motherlode burger, was it last week or the week before? Holy cow. It's like 3/4 pound burger with bacon, and the bacon is done exactly the way it's supposed to be done. Perfect. All right, today is National Caramel Popcorn Day, or caramel. It is National Student Athlete Day, National Teflon Day, and also New Beer's Eve. On this date in 1896, the first Summer Olympic Games opened up in Athens, Greece. American athlete James Connolly would become the first modern Olympic champ, winning the triple jump, which was then 2 hops in a jump. He also finished 3rd in the long jump and 2nd in the high jump. So he got a gold, a silver, and a bronze, all in one Olympics. 1909, the North Pole was reached for the first time by Americans Robert Peary and Matthew Henson. And then in 1988, Henson, who was African-American, was buried next to Peary in Arlington National Cemetery. Very well deserved. 1935, H. Levitt hit 499 straight basketball free throws. Then he missed his 500th, but would go on to hit 371 more straight. Awesome. 1936, the third Augusta National Invitational Tournament becomes the Masters, was won by Horton Smith, his second. 1941 at the 8th Masters, Craig Wood would win his first major. 1947 at the 11th Masters, Jimmy Demaret won his second. 1952, the 16th, Sam Snead got his second green jacket. 1958 was the 22nd Masters, and Arnold Palmer would win the first of his 4 Masters titles. 1973, Roberto Clemente Day, passed away on New Year's Eve, 1972, taking a plane load of goods to his home country and crashed, and the Pirates retired his number on this date, 1973. Now, also in 73, Yankee Ron Blomberg became the first designated hitter. He walked. The DH is horrendous rule. It needs to go away. 1980, Gordie Howe completed a record 26th NHL season. 1992, the 54th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Duke beat Michigan. Was that the Chris Webber timeout game? I think it was. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Sorry. But they beat him by 20, so no, it definitely wasn't. Duke was back-to-back. 2009 at the 71st NCAA Championship, North Carolina beat Michigan State for their 5th title for the Tar Heels. And then 2015, the 77th Championship, Duke beat Wisconsin by 5. That was the year that Kentucky should have been 40-0. But they lost to Wisconsin at the Final Four. 1953, Whirlaway passed away. The American Thoroughbred Triple Crown winner in 1941 was 15 years old. 1998, Tammy Wynette passed away on this date. She was 55. born on this date and then died on this date on his birthday in 2016. Merle Haggard passed away. So there you go. There's On This Day in History, brought to you by the Motherlode Sports Bar and Casino and Restaurant. They are open. Get served on the to-go menu, okay? Curbside delivery. Get it done. Make it happen. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Thanks to Eric Peterson joining us today, the former Helena High girls basketball coach. And best of luck, Coach, and enjoy your time off as a head coach. Tomorrow, we'll talk rodeo. We'll talk the Black Cowboy in rodeo with author Keith Ryan Cartwright. That is coming up. And a whole lot more. So hope you had a great weekend. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week will come back as well. All right? Take care. Be safe. Be nice to each other. Okay? Wash your hands. We're going to say that until we're able to go do stuff. And watch this week for a decision MHSA is going to be forced to make. Okay? We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4, Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.